All right, here's what I want to do for the next until 5, okay? We're going to talk about strengths and weaknesses, and we're going to make some plans for tomorrow, okay? So I hope you did that at break time. Strengths and weaknesses in your network. And here's how we'll talk about it. Based on your last exercise, when you talk through the tools you use, we each did, or hopefully we got a number of reps in on from empty field all the way to healthy church. The tools you use. Hopefully through that exercise or break time, you may recognize that your network, your church planning effort, has a particular strength. Okay, maybe it's seed sowing, maybe it's disciple making, maybe it's church formation. Maybe it's leadership development. Maybe it's entry strategy and prayer mobilization. Whatever your strength is, we're going to declare that right now, okay? So, actually, because I don't trust you, why don't you write down on a piece of paper what your network strength is? Go ahead and commit to it. Because if I get you moving around, we might get a little homerism going on. You might be jumping with your team. Go ahead and commit. Yeah. Is your network strength in entry? You're great at engaging, you're great at seed sowing, you're good at disciple making, that's your strength, good at church formation, or is leadership development, is that the particular strength of your ministry effort, your team? What's the strength? Because you've all committed, right? You've written something down? Now here's the truth of it. I'm actually not that interested in your strength, but by writing that down, I've also got you to confess your lesser strength. That some people call a weakness. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. As quickly as possible, if your strength is entry, field 1, you'll come into this area. If your strength is gospel seed sowing, you'll go back here by the snack table. If your network strength that you wrote down is disciple making, you'll come into the center by the coffee. Church formation, maybe is your strength, by Angie Sundell. If it's leadership development, you can come up to this corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's your strength? Pick up what you need, just your notebook, perhaps, and a pen, and move to that place. Are you familiar? Come on, man. Where are you going?
I'm still trying to figure out which one.
Oh, yeah? Have we got a church formation? Anyone?
Zero.
Hey, look at this, guys. What? Do you see any surprises? It's really not a surprise, is it? Is anybody surprised that field 4 is slim?
There's no one in.
Say again?
Yeah, like the younger guys are like in field 2, and then it's like a little bit older in field 3.
Hey, what are you saying, Roger? What?
We're saying that we need to get older.
My wife's over there. What are you talking about?
I didn't say old.
Oh. They're saying that there's a certain ripening on the vine as we move toward this corner.
That was Roger.
Roger said that?
Sarah said that.
Roger's single too, isn't he? He's married? Where's she
She's studying for classes.
at? A remarkable woman. My mistake. Okay, so no surprise that church formation is empty. Okay. Now, what have we done? By the way, which are you guys?
We're the bridge.
You're the bridgers?
We're over here.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, we're just...
Augie, you over here.
He's deciding how young he feels today.
What? Where are you from, brother?
Originally Colombia.
Look at any surprises in the room? Who's gay? Who's good at engaging? Isn't that interesting? Who's your 2x2 partner when you go do entry and EV?
It was Andy.
Huh?
My
Yeah.
first one.
Hey, interesting, huh? We're not stereotyping. We're impressed. We wish we had that skill.
think it's not a skill. It's like you knock on the Spanish people house and you're
And
in
there,
the
you
inside.
get
And
in.
you're
So
in.
it could be a function
That's
of
why-
target as much as it is skill of the sower or the engager, right?
That's right.
Okay, a warm culture is going to be receptive. I like that. I like that. I would probably put myself in there, here, or honestly feel for, because I work among Nepalis, and if you come to the door, you're getting a cup of tea. If they give you a cup of tea, they're probably not going to throw a rock at you. So getting in a receptive culture like that. Okay, good. What else are we learning just by this? Seed sowing, disciple making, leadership development stronger than I anticipated. Look at that.
So strong.
It is, isn't it? It's the mature crowd. Okay?
Spiritually mature.
Now, to some degree, this isn't meant to puff them up, but to some degree, confessing a strength in leadership development in some ways is suggesting modeling and equipping all along the path. You bunch of no, right? You see that?
We asked our peers to tell us.
Okay? You asked your peers and they sent you to the corner. All right. Now here's what we're going to do. You guys messed me up with no church formation, folks. Are you in that corner, Jeff? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Okay? I'm going to reserve church formation. Since none of you said church formation, it gets to be my strength today and this week. So I'm going to definitely teach on that. We'll set it aside. Are you over there with me? You and me, brother.
Yeah, I'll be, yeah, sure.
Okay, we're in.
Okay.
So, what I want you to do in your group, I want you to discuss for 5 to 10 minutes what are the top 3 to 5 lessons you have on your strength that the rest of the group needs to hear. What are the 3 to 5 lessons in disciple making or leadership development, entry or gospel, that you feel like the rest of the group needs to hear? What are the things that caused breakthrough? The things that were those aha moments that turned on your effectiveness in seed sowing. Does that make sense? You got 5 to 10 minutes for that. Probably shorter than longer. Means 6 minutes and 37 seconds. All right, here's what we got. We got 35 minutes before we're done for the day. Okay? Now, tonight, your group's job, before you leave, you need to choose 2 people who can teach or facilitate conversation over your breakthroughs that you identify. Okay? 2 people from your group who have captured and have those 3 to 5 key lessons. Okay? Now, tomorrow, the session right after break time. So the 10 to 12 session tomorrow, those 2 are going to teach the people to your left, to my left, to your right, counterclockwise. See clockwise?
Yes.
The 2 from gospeling are going to teach the 3 to 5 breakthroughs to the folks who are great at entry. The 2 from disciple making are going to teach the 3 to 5 breakthroughs to the folks who are really good at gospeling. The folks from leadership development are going to teach the 3 to 5 breakthroughs to the folks at disciple making. And you and me are going to talk about church formation.
All right.
Why are we doing that? Hey, which one of these was Paul's strength?
All of them.
Was he an all-arounder?
Well,
It just depends on
Huh?
it kind of changed over time.
Changed over time? Seasonal?
Yeah.
Where do you see him spending his time? What wasn't being done? The moment he would mobilize, he would get ahead of that process and look to the next step. If there's disciples in Galatia, he's coming back to strengthen and talk to them about what it means to be an elder. If there's churches in Galatia, he's moving on and experiencing a Macedonian call to the next empty fields. He's even taken some of them with him, a guy named Timothy, Acts 16:1, to go along and do it. So there is in our mind a strong connection, as there should be. God's designed it. Where your passion is, there's a good chance that's your gifting. But as we talk about, right, there's a connection there. As we talk about what it takes to multiply, there's also this dying to self, even our gifting at times, in order to push and model and pull others forward. So if this is your great strength, you know where I would look for mentors? Right there, right?
Great.
If you're great at entry, I would want to be stretching back to churches and pulling them along with me to model for them. Does that make sense?
So this is a good network exercise, like your network. You do this exercise and then like.
So if there's something to a cycle in kingdom expansion, and my strength is entry, where am I going to pull disciples from? I would love if I'm mobilizing someone who has fear, I'm going to put him next to Augie and say, go 2 by 2. Why? Because he's going to model for them the overcoming their next step of fear. How do we engage the field? Now, Augie's got strengths in evangelism too, don't we? We know that's true. But if Augie is great at doing engagement, but struggling getting the gospel, where am I going to find a mentor for Augie? I'm going to look to those who have a strength and a passion for seed sowing, and I'm going to put Augie 2 by 2 to stretch him forward. And on around the cycle. We look back for disciples, if you will, counterclockwise for disciples. We look clockwise for mentors. I have never said it that way before, but that seems to make sense at 4:30 this afternoon.
Can you say that again? You look clockwise?
Yeah, right.
So in a sense, as we're around this room, we've declared our strength. You're going to look counterclockwise for disciples, and you're going to look clockwise for mentors.
Yeah.
So good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Good.
At least makes sense the afternoon of the first day. Okay?